Al, thanks very much. I know it's kind of sad for you because you played against Yogi. You knew him very well. You hooked up with him in Cooperstown every year at the Hall of Fame ceremony, and just your thoughts on his career.
Well, you're going to miss one of the great characters of all time. Not only was he a character, but he was a great human being and an outstanding player. I loved Yogi as anybody that have ever met him or been associated with him. He's one of the great guys to be around, and I just enjoyed. I got to know him really well in Cooperstown. My wife and I would always get there a day early, and Carmen and Yogi would always be there a day early. So we had a chance to spend some time, and got to know him. And he always called me Alvin. Hey, Alvin, how you doing? And he'll never let me forget the one time in New York. He was playing left field. I hit a ball over the bag in the 9th inning, going for 2. He hit that the railing. He fielded it and threw me out at second base. And every time I met him after that, hey, Alvin, remember when I threw you out at second base? So,
Al, do you think because of the personality of Yogi and all the Yogi-isms that people really don't appreciate the type of player he was? They see him more as a character of the game as opposed to a guy that's won 10 championships and was a 3-time MVP?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. And those things, those Yogi-isms came right off the top of his head. It wasn't anything planned. But he was a very smart guy. You get him one-on-one, and I mean, he could talk to you about a lot of different subjects that never came across, and everybody wanted to make him look like somebody that wasn't, well, he wasn't really well educated, but he was very street smart.
Now, Yogi was around a lot in a lot of the Yankee events. I know he went to spring training. He was around the ballpark at many of the events, and you've kind of taken on that role here with the Tigers. I mean, I see you here every day. You just love the game. You come in here, got your office, and so you're a little bit like Yogi, huh?
Well, I am as far as loving the game of baseball. Certainly not as good as Yogi Berra as a player, but I enjoy the game. It's something. Hey, let's face it. I'm almost a high school dropout, but I did get through it. The only thing I ever wanted to do was play baseball and be in baseball, and I don't apologize for the fact that it's the only thing I know. I enjoy it. I love the game. I see the beauty of it. I see good things. I see bad things, but I really enjoy being here. Yeah, well, Yogi was small. I mean, as far as being short, but he was also very stocky.
Yeah.
And he was probably 185 pounds, 190 pounds. I'm not really sure of that, but I got very upset about 10 years ago when Yogi came into the locker room down in Florida, and I heard a couple of the players saying, "Oh, look at him! How could he be a Hall of Famer?" And I get mad at that because he was probably 75 years old at the time, but of course they didn't see him when he was 175, 185 pounds.
Well, how about the 1955 MVP race? And you and Yogi, man, you were right down to the wire there. He nipped you, but the numbers, you could make an argument, Al, that your numbers were better.
Yeah, he came up to me the next year and said, Al, you should have won the most valuable player, but you're so young, you're going to win a lot of them. And I never did. I finished second to the Triple Crown winner next year, Mickey Mantle. But, Yogi played on 10 world championships. He had 10 rings. And I don't see anything wrong with a catcher leading a team to the world championship. And certainly he was a leader of that ball club.
You didn't probably see that you had the WAR on him there, 8.2 WAR. Are you into the new metrics at all?
No, I'm not.
You think Yogi would understand any of those at all?
No.
It didn't mean anything to you guys. You guys just knew what you knew, didn't you?
Yeah, we just studied the game and we listened to every other player. I remember being on trains when I was 18 years old and listening to the players. We sit there and I just keep my mouth shut and listen to the players. And that's all they talked about, the pitcher they just faced or the guy they're going to face tomorrow. And I just listen and try to learn as much as I could.
It's just great to see you around the ballpark, Al. I know you love this game so much, but the one thing I admire about you is your ability or willingness to give advice to the young players if they want it.
Well, I'm in the clubhouse every day. And, first I'm in spring training every day. And I'm not the type of guy that would say, do this, do it like the old timers did. I don't believe in that. But I always make a point and tell them, hey, look, I'm here. Anything you want to ask me, whether it's about baseball or when you come to Detroit, I don't know a lot of people here in town. If I can help you back here in town, fine. particularly with the outfielders, because I spend a lot of time with them, and I try to help them, and if they want my advice, I will give it to them. But I'll never go to somebody and say, you got to do it this way. I mean, that's just not my way.
I want to ask you about the shifts, Al. How would you have attacked these shifts that we're seeing now every day on players?
Well, I certainly would make them respect the fact that I could hit the ball the other way.
Right.
And I notice in batting practice, they all practice hitting the ball the opposite way. And then once the game starts, they all go back to trying to pull the ball. I think they're all afraid that they're going to get pitched inside, and they're not going to be able to. Where I always thought it was easier to hit the ball the opposite way on a ball inside. Sort of like Cabrera does so much when he hits the ball so much the other way. He keeps his hands inside and takes the ball the other way. But and I really get a little upset when you have a guy hitting maybe 220, 230, or even lower than that, not even attempting to do it.
And his line into shallow left field, going to be caught on the run by Rajai Davis. Al, always a pleasure. Don't be a stranger. Thanks for coming up today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Gibby. Thank you, my man.
Kaline.
Always great to see you, my man.
All right, the great Al Kaline sharing some of his thoughts on the passing of Yogi Berra at the age of 90.